What's up, you guys? My name is Jack, aka ULTRASRT, and this is my twin turbo 2016 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. People have been begging me to make a YouTube channel, and I decided it's about time. I spend so much time fixing this car that I might as well record it, and hopefully you guys can learn with me. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 27 years old. I'm from the Chicagoland area, and I really like Mopars. My love for cars sparked with my dad's 2005 Chrysler 300C. He ended up getting upgraded for his work car, and I ended up buying it. With that being said, I was an 18-year-old with a V8, and it got me put in jail. Not to mention like 40, 50 other tickets. Finally, I ended up crashing the car, which it actually took a while for that to happen. I was extremely irresponsible, and my parents, who I was under their insurance, decided to give the car away. They gave me the cash because I did buy the car, and they told me to go buy something more responsible. So I did. I went out and I bought I think it was a 98 Ram 1500. From there, I also went out and bought a SRT8 2007 Chrysler 300. My parents weren't too happy about that, so I had to put it in storage while I worked on the side. And if anyone is over the age of 25, you know from 20 to 25, life gets really complicated really fast. I basically did not have time to work on the Chrysler, so I put it in storage. It was in storage for almost 6 years. And as of last year, me and my girlfriend Ashley were actually able to acquire a house. So I finally pulled it out of storage. Since I'm finally at the brink of completion with the Challenger, I want to start building the Chrysler. And I want you guys to be there every step of the way. And I'm going to include other daily blog videos, cool car shows, car meets, you name it. If I'm there, I'm gonna be recording. So now a little backstory on the Challenger. In 2019, I bought the Challenger as a daily. I knew I was building the Chrysler, or well, at least it was in storage, but I was ready to build it. And I was eager to hit the road with a fast car. Now, a Scat Pack is not necessarily considered fast to most on the internet nowadays, but for me, 485 crank horsepower was just enough. Within a week of ownership, I had a drag pack on the car. That resulted within a month. It was winter at the time, and I was still pretty naive and young. I ended up crashing the car, destroying the subframe and a few other things on the vehicle, and then I rebuilt it. Now, this rendition of the car is about number 3. It was originally a B5 blue color. The car was actually really fast for my liking, well, at least for the winter months. As soon as summer rolled around, I ended up feeling really slow. All the MK5 Supras were getting fast. I could still beat the Camaro SS, but the 10-speed Mustangs put an absolute beating on me. So with that being said, I went ahead and I put some headers, a little bit of nitrous on the car, and I was keeping up. Till one day, I ended up ruining my front bumper. And all the boys were going racing that night, so I just took it off. I had a nice carbon fiber red-eye hood, with hood pins of course, but all the force of the winds ended up taking my hood and wrapping it around my car. I was probably going about 180 miles an hour. And I still left some battle scars on the car. Now I went ahead and rebuilt the car, and I did a few more performance mods, but I decided to hit social media a little bit more, and I wanted a really cool wrap to show off the car. So I got this awesome custom reflective vinyl wrap done by a guy named Glarb. However, it made it to one singular show and caught on fire. Luckily, me and a few other guys have fire extinguishers, so we were able to put it out. And it was 100% my fault. So again, I went ahead and I rebuilt the car. I got it back in the running order, and I ended up wanting to do some suspension modification. Before I had it on coils, now I have it on air suspension. Not only do I have airlift, but I also have every single control arm adjustable and billet. And while I was at it, I went ahead and I spent a ton of money on engine components. However, those sat for like a year and a half. I legitimately didn't even know what a crank was, so the parts were pretty much just sitting around. Till one day, I rekindled a friendship that had been lost just due to time growing up with my buddy named Trent Teeter. And he owns this awesome shop called TeterAuto. It's a full engine machine shop, and I didn't know how to build motors, so I thought it'd be a good idea to just ask him if I could come in and learn. And to my surprise, he said yes. Till this day, I'm still working there. It's been over a year, and I absolutely love it. So this bad boy is my first motor that I ever built. This is a 7-liter Hemi with twin 76mm turbos and a little bit of spray. The build was originally going to be a large NA build, but my good friend Michael, aka Zeno Builds, convinced me to turbocharge it. So with pretty much zero knowledge, I annoyed him for months, as well as Trent, and they were able to give me enough information to where I could figure out how to build my own turbo kit. And I just so happened to think that the turbos would look really good where the headlights are. So with my fabrication skills and my girlfriend's little brother Jake, who is an amazing welder, we were able to basically create a totally custom turbo kit. And a lot of people want to know how much power this thing is making. However, I can't give you an answer. Not because I grudge race, but because we haven't put it on the dyno yet. However, my good friend Clint at CS Tuned in Chicago is gonna go ahead and take up the build for me. We are planning on getting a dyno tune done next month, and I plan on being very open about the numbers the car makes. Because at the end of it all, does it really matter? If I make 400, 1200, or maybe 2000, all it's going to correlate to is miles per gallon. And that's what this build was about, to simply just enjoy it. So enough about the powertrain. I'd love to go around and show you guys what else is done to the car. It has Vicrez 2-piece wheels. These were custom forged to fit the car. I also have a Vicrez aftermarket wide body kit, Vicrez side skirt splitters, and a Vicrez Demon front bumper. If it wasn't obvious enough, I am sponsored by Vicrez, and I absolutely love their products. I also forgot to mention, this is a Vicrez vinyl color. Speaking of that, shout out to GetWrapped. You guys are awesome. They are the shop here locally that did the wrap for my car. Amazing. It has lasted now almost an entire year of constantly beating this thing up. Now, if we come here to the rear end, I have a custom made diffuser that goes the entire length because I no longer have rear exhaust. I also have the ARP front and rear spoiler, as well as a handmade carbon fiber wicker belt. And if we go ahead and pop the trunk, I have my custom air suspension kit, and of course a good old 10-pound bottle of Jack Daniels. And pretty much anything custom was done by these hands. I also love my LEDs, so I did the side markers and the rear markers with custom LEDs, as well as the taillights, and of course the signature halo around my turbo. Now, as we go into the interior, I want to give a special shout out to Diablo Sport Tuning. They have been a key part in getting this car going. And if it weren't for Michael and the guys over there at Diablo Sport, I'm not sure I would have ever got this car running properly. So as we get to the interior, all of this carbon fiber was hand laid, custom made by myself. It took me an entire 6 months on just the interior alone. I also have a custom Starlight headliner with 2 systems and over 2,000 lights. And that one was really not fun putting together. On top of that, we have a custom rear seat delete with 2 fire extinguishers, as well as a fully functional fire suppression system. Unfortunately, this car no longer has heat and or AC. As you can see, there are no more vents. I needed a place to put gauge pods, and I also couldn't fit this turbo kit without removing both. Well, I guess I probably could have kept my heat, but weight reduction. Everyone knows a boat needs a lot of that. Underneath this rear seat delete, I also have the Dutchworks double fuel pump. And right next to the shifter, we also have our nitrous controls, as well as our airlift controller slash car's phone. Yes, the Challenger does have its own phone, as well as a custom made dash, a carbon fiber sunglass holder, aka room for more gauges, the N2MB watt box, aka 2-step device, which, by the way, I'm uploading another video today and we test that thing out. It's insane. And there is so much more into this car. However, I don't want to give you guys everything. This is going to be an experience that I can't wait to take you guys on. And if you guys are at all curious how this thing sounds when you start it up, well, you guys, with that being said, I cannot wait to start making more videos for you guys. My goal right now is going to be 2 videos per month. And following that, I'm going to try my best to come out with a video each and every single week. With a car like this, it's really difficult. You never know if it's going to be down. However, that's room for install videos, so I should have plenty of content. Either way, you guys, tune into my video later today. Please let me know what you think. And of course, like, comment, subscribe.